Hey everyone, and welcome to another one of our videos on simple Outlook rules. Today we're going to talk about how to create a simple custom Outlook rule to deal with a specific type of message. And if you've seen any of our previous videos, you would have noticed that we usually use the company barbecue email as an example, and we're going to go ahead and continue with that in this video. So what I want to do today is I want to create a custom Outlook rule that when I get a message that has the words company barbecue in the subject line, I want to drop it into a very specific folder in my Outlook environment. And I also want to forward a copy of it to a coworker of mine because I want to make sure that they get it. So how I do this is fairly simple. I go to, and I'm using Outlook 365, the current build for May of 2023, in case you're wondering. I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to Manage Rules and Alerts, and I'm going to do a new rule. And if we remember correctly what I wanted to do, I want to have move messages with specific words in the subject to a folder. So that's when this comes up, it's kind of like a quick start screen that kind of comes up. It's called the Rule Wizard, or the Rules Wizard, and it kind of walks you through how to create these rules. So right off the bat, it has what I'm looking for in part right there for me. So I'm going to say move messages with specific words in the subject to a folder. And right here under step 2, this is where I edit what those specifications are. So if I was to try and click finish, it's going to say you haven't finished setting up your rule yet. So the rule wizard is pretty intuitive, and it generally will pick up on mistakes that you make, and it'll throw you a little bit of a warning. So in this case, it's saying, hey, you didn't finish the rule. What are the words that you want in the subject? And then also it's asking, what's the folder? So here I'm going to click on specific words, and I'm going to say company barbecue, because that's what we saw in the subject. I'm going to add it, type it, click add, and I'm going to make sure it comes up in my search list. I can continue to add things. Let's say I want to search for, or I want to include things like the horseshoe contest. So if anyone is sending me email that's referencing the horseshoe contest, I know that's related to the barbecue, and I want to drop it in the same folder. So now I've added a couple different search criteria for that. And then I'm going to specify the folder by clicking the specified link. I'm going to select company barbecue, and I'm going to say OK. Now I'm going to click next, and it's going to bring up a whole list of different conditions that I can use to build my rule. We're keeping it simple today, so we're the only condition we're going to have are the keywords that we've talked about. And I'm going to click next, and now it has a whole lot more things that I can do with that message. In this case, I want to forward it to specific people. So I'm going to click on forward it to, and you'll see that pops up in my step 2. My coworker, his name is Dan, so I'm going to pick him from my list here in Outlook. I'm going to make sure he gets a copy of it. And at that point, I can click next, and I can add some exceptions if I wanted to. So let's say I wanted to make sure it wasn't marked confidential. So I can add an exception that says, as long as it's not marked confidential, go ahead and process the rule. But if it is marked confidential, I don't want my coworker to get a copy of it. But for what we're doing today, we're going to keep it simple, and we've accomplished what we wanted. So we're just going to click finish at this point, and then we're going to click OK. And now I've got my rule. Thanks so much, and have a great day.